If you are flying with kids this summer, you might be a bit nervous, you might not know what to expect, especially if it's your first time. I have done over 30 flights with my kids, my 3 kids, including flying around the world basically for a year in Asia when they were 6, 5 and 2. And so I thought I'd share with you some of my tips. When I tell you I've made every single mistake when flying with kids in the book, put it this way, it's almost as bad as how I make pancakes. I'm not lying. So here are some things not to do. Number 1, and people always miss this, you know, like when they're boarding and they say kids and families first and babies first, get on the plane first. Do not do that. I have no idea why they do this. Keep your kids off the plane for as long as is humanly possible and let them run around, get all that energy out. There is no reason for you to be sitting on that plane for a single second longer than you absolutely have to. Secondly, do not rely on entertainment. Do not assume that the TV is going to be working. I got on a 13-hour flight from, I think it was London to Singapore or something like that. I don't know, maybe it's not 13 hours. It was really long anyway, and the TVs in front of us were not working, and I did not have my kids' iPads. I did not have sufficient entertainment. Again, they were 6, 5 and 2. That was the very first flight we got out of London during our year around Asia. So take entertainment. The best thing at the moment for kids on aeroplanes is this. I took it, you probably saw the video where I went to Turkey and took it with me with my kids. This is one that they are not supposed to have done. They have their own ones, but they found this copy and started doing it. It's got a little profile, my flight, like how many flights they've done, airport I spy. I'm just going to turn these pancakes before they burn. My flying with kids skills are better than my pancake making, I absolutely promise. Right, so then you've got airport I spy, you've got airport spotter. So it starts at the airport when kids are all like hyped and buzzed and they're running around and you're a bit stressed because you're just trying to get through the airport. Give them this to do. It was so good. And then it progresses, there's like colouring, progresses to stuff they can do on the flight. So they're sitting with you, stuff they can do on their own, just bring some colours or even just one pen. And then stuff they can do with partners, so like tic-tac-toe, like 2-player games. It's amazing. Then there's stuff they can actually do when they get to the destination. So if you've got some downtime in your apartment or villa or hotel or whatever, there's just tons and tons of things. Writing a postcard home, holiday I spy, it is brilliant. My next tip is one that I really learned the hard way. I gave my 2-year-old, though she was 16 months old, and here you go, judge me all you want, mate. I gave her Haribo, okay? I gave her one of them little mini packets. I thought it's gonna be a nice treat because we're going on holiday on the aeroplane. I gave her it. While we were sitting, we immediately got on the aeroplane and I gave her the Haribo, like while everyone was getting seated. And then basically it got delayed, so we were stuck on the tarmac for an hour and she had explosive stomach issues and I was wearing white linen trousers, so she's sitting on my lap and I now have got to sit for a 4-hour flight to Turkey with a massive orange, disgustingly stinky stain on my lap because I hadn't packed a change of clothes for me, only my kid. Point being, try to avoid the day before and the day of giving them high sugar stuff. You don't want them to be feeling yucky when you're flying, you really don't. So as much as is humanly possible, fresh stuff, no sweeteners, no sugar, or less than normal maybe. Next thing, any snacks you pack. I've seen some parents packing like aeroplane snacks. Again, this relates to my other point that I basically just like lots of different sweets. My kids have sugar all the time, absolutely love sugar, I love sugar. Just probably not the best idea for the plane. It's not gonna make them feel good. Also, they're like, any snacks that take a long time to eat are actually a good idea. So things like Cheerios, put them on a string if you're worried about them falling, and also that can be kind of fun for a kid as well. Now this is more of a practical like legal tip. Make sure you have absolutely watertight health travel insurance. If you cannot afford travel insurance, then you cannot afford to travel. I will live and die by this. My daughter had a very severe brain injury while we were in Indonesia, and travel insurance didn't do what it should have done, but it did do a lot more than nothing, and the repatriation fees and all of that stuff, it adds up to millions of pounds sometimes. So you absolutely need appropriate travel insurance for your child. We are so privileged in the UK. I'm going to go on about this for like a few more seconds. We do not understand that in other countries they will not treat you unless you can pay up front for the care. We do not grasp this in the UK. It will happen. Your child could be lying there and they might not be getting treated, so get proper travel insurance. Final tip would be, if you are someone who doesn't really love your child having screens a lot of the time, please just take that thought and throw it away. Throw it away. You can have your child on a screen as much as you like on a flight. It's a great idea. All of mine have iPads and they just sit there for a long time. They actually stop using them so much now they're older because they enjoy flying, and they can read and all that stuff. But iPads, just get them good headphones, and let them have it for the entire flight. Who cares?